What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be taking you on a van tour of our van Roo, which is a 2005 Dodge Sprinter conversion van. Roo is short for kangaroo because when we first got him, our suspension was shot in the back, so we just like bounced around everywhere, so that's how he got his name. We've been living in the van since August 1st of this year, and it is actually a retired FedEx van. It's got a 158-inch wheelbase, and it's a 2.7 liter turbo diesel high top. I'm going to start from the outside and work our way in. So let's do this. Alright, let's start with our paint. So when we got it, it had the FedEx logo still on it. All they did was paint over it with like white paint. It was a complete pain in the ass to take it off. But once we finally razored and scraped it off, we went ahead and did a $50 paint job, which actually cost us $250, which isn't really bad considering the size of this big behemoth. So then what we did was we rolled on the main parts of the body, and we used spray paint, the same color obviously, to spray paint the cracks and creases. Let's head up to the roof now. Alright, so we decided to go completely off-grid and go the solar power route. We went with the 300 watt Renogy kit, which comes with 300 watt solar panels and a 40 amp charger. We've been really pleased with them so far. Renogy has great customer service, and they were really easy to install. Haven't given us a problem yet. For our ventilation, we went with two Max Air fans. We have a Plus in the front over our kitchen area, and in the back we have a Rain or Shine Deluxe. We usually keep the one in the back over the bed with positive pressure, and then we have the one in the kitchen with negative pressure, so that way it creates a nice flow. So since this was a FedEx truck, it was pretty like base model inside. It had a fold out chair here before, so we had to go ahead and install the full passenger seat. And then it also didn't have a stereo, so we went ahead and just put a basic Sony head unit in. We had to cut this out of the dash to make it work. And we installed two kicker speakers, which we cut the headliner to put them in there. We put some like wood back there to, you know, hold it, so because this isn't very sturdy, but we made it definitely sturdy. Hasn't fallen on our head yet, so that's a plus. It came with this reverse camera, which is definitely a plus, and we recommend it if you're gonna be driving something this big. Comes in super handy. Let's see. It didn't have any 12 volt. It didn't have any 12 volts either, so we added a cigarette lighter, which don't mind this little rig that we got here, but that's not on the lighter. The lighter's good. It's just this little thing. And we added a dual port USB as well. Over the truck itself, we got it with 197,000 miles, which for a diesel is not bad at all. And we're averaging about 22 miles per gallon with it, which is pretty awesome considering we're traveling everywhere. Finally, in the front, we added this little center console thing so we could have some cup holders. Obviously, the floor goes kind of like a slant here, so we built a wood base underneath it. That way, it would be straight, and that works pretty great. So now that we got this all situated, let's head into the fun part. Something that we were really happy about was this sliding and locking door that it came with already installed. And it comes in clutch for privacy and security reasons. Instead of leaving it the aluminum color, we decided to paint it brown and add a mirror to kind of take it away from that commercial look. Over here on the sides, we added an 1/8 of an inch underlay just to give it that wood look without, you know, spending an arm and a leg on that. Here we have two towel holders that we picked up at Walmart, and they work really good, but just since they're in this little like space here, we flip them. So like if we shower at night, we hang them one way, and then in the morning we flip them, and then they dry. Because if not, then like this bunched area right here won't dry all the way. So for our roof and our side walls, we decided to go with Knotty V-Groove pine paneling. And for the most part, it was super easy to install. They interlock with each other, so it really wasn't a problem at all. The only problems we had came when it came to the sides of the van. Instead of doing some contraption. We kind of wanted it to be seamless, so we definitely had to cut angles, and we used a nail gun to secure them in place. Underneath all of this and the flooring for the installation, we used self-adhesive duct insulation first, which was really easy to install. You basically just peel and apply, and then on top of that, we added 1-inch isopoly board, and we filled the gaps and cracks with Great Stuff foam. This is what the fans look like from the inside. You could open them here, and then they got a nice little panel with all the switches where you could speed up the fan and whatnot. We gotta clean ours, but whatever. And if you want to have it sucking in or out, you could do that as well. For our lighting, we have 8 LED recessed puck style lights on the roof, and we have them wired here to this panel. We have them in sets of 3, so they're kind of across, I guess. So these are 3, and then these are the other 3, and then the 2 in the middle. The FedEx van had 2 huge lights there, so we just switched them out to these, and we have a switch for them in the front of the cabin, and we also have one at the entrance of the door. For the floor, what we did was we took off the original flooring, put the insulation, then put the flooring back as a subfloor for our wood vinyl. We went with the wood vinyl because of its durability and it's water resistant. You know, when you're living in a van, you're going through all different types of environments, and we wanted to make sure that we were ready for anything. We went ahead and finished it with this rubber edging. It's nothing fancy, but it just keeps it from that hard look. As far as the covering of the vinyl, we did this main like living area, and we did under our kitchenette, but we did not do under the bed, as that's like our garage area, so to speak. So we figured since it was going to be, you know, for storage and stuff, we'll just save our money and just put, you know, that 1/8 of an inch underlaying there and save the flooring for here. So for our overhead storage, we got this 15-foot long overhead storage that we custom built. It's on the driver's side, and it's 4 compartments. Basically, our first compartment here has like our junk drawer and like kitchen stuff and plates and cups. And then over here, I get this one, which, you know, I get this little storage. And then Jason has these 2 over here. We opted for the curtains, which was a cheaper option, rather than making, you know, closed cabinets. And at first we did have an issue with them since the shocks were broken. You know, every time we'd bounce around, everything would come back here and everything would be on the bed. But since we fixed that problem, we haven't had an issue. So, you know, if we got to get something for the curtains, usually you just tuck this here and you could get, you know, whatever you want. Tuck it down. We built just this custom you know, little locking plate for the rail of the curtain, and then we picked up these curtains on Amazon, and yeah, they work pretty great. Alright, so for our kitchenette area, it is built, the frame, out of 2x4s and 2x3s, and then it's got a solid oak butcher block topping. Then we have 2 large drawers here. Originally, 1 drawer was going to be for me, and 1 drawer was going to be for Jason, which Jason is behind the camera. He's the one I live in here with. But we decided, or actually we realized once we were putting everything in the van, that we don't have a pantry. So we went ahead and made this bottom one our pantry, which we could check it out. It's a little messy right now, but you know, that's our pantry. And then I get this top drawer, which I'm not going to show you my underwears, but I get this top drawer, and that's why Jason has 2 shelves instead of my 1 up there. So we kind of compromised a little bit. We installed these locks on the side to keep them from going out when we're driving. We did have to modify them a bit because the face plates are 1/2 inch. So once we modified them, you know, they work great, and we don't have any issues with that. So let's go over to our middle cabinet. This middle cabinet is where we put our trash can, which I'll take out. It is where we store our 3-in-1 toaster contraption thing, and it is where we have our water and our gray water and cleaning supplies. So we have 6 gallons of water there, and we have the system up to our sink. Our sink is just a stainless steel sink, and we opted for the manual pump. We went ahead and did the manual pump because a lot of people say that the electric pumps are, 1, noisy, and they use a lot more water. So with this manual pump, we make our 6 gallons last about 5 to 7 days, which is pretty good, you know. Here on the wall, we have our colorful little calendar that we make sure to mark free pizza and free bagel days at Planet Fitness. So that way, you know, we get our free meals in. This is our incense holder that we broke with our cutting board. And then over here, we got this stainless steel rack at IKEA. It wasn't too expensive, but it's where we, you know, keep all our cutlery. It's also where we attach our towel rack. And this we kind of just made a contraption where we use one of the hooks and it's put into the wall there. And then this could just be changed like this and, you know, changed back. Right now there's these, you just feed it through like that. That way you could hook it on like that. All right, this is just a drying area for our dishes. And here we have our fridge, which we wanted a fridge that was kind of large and had a swinging door, so we opted for a truck fridge. It's got this lock on it, which really comes in handy so the door doesn't swing open while we're driving, you know, and it's nice and secure. It's got a lot of space. It's got a lot of space in it. It stays super cold. It's 12 volt and it really consumes like very little energy for, you know, being a refrigerator. The freezer keeps our stuff frozen. It's a decent size. I mean, it would be nice to have it a little bigger, but it's, you know, it's a decent size. So yeah, the fridge works great. Keeps everything nice and cold. And our butcher block was nice and shiny once we first, you know, went over it with the butcher block oil. But since then, it has slowly dulled out. So I think we need to I guess cover it or whatever. I'm not sure, but I mean, it's still solid butcher block. So, yeah, let's check out the bed. All right, so for our bed, we used 2x4s for the framing, and we did a 3/4 inch plywood for the top. I had this futon at home sitting around, so we went ahead and used that and saved on a mattress. And then with 2x4s, we had extra space under the bed, so we went ahead and made these like secret compartments. We have 2 over here on this side split, so I get one, Jason gets one, and then we have one long one on the back. By the way, don't mind that Xbox, don't use it, so don't give me shit about it in the comments. Over here, we had a little extra space, so it actually worked out perfect that we were able to stack our shoes up and have a spot for our shoes. And then right here, we built our handy dandy hidden pull-out table or swinging table, whatever you want to call it. It locks over here. Push it in a little bit like that, and then over here you just go ahead and pull it up, and then underneath we got the legs strapped in like this, and they just come on down. Boom. So not only is it a swinging table, which is good for, you know, if you like to actually sit down and eat, it also doubles as an inside garage access. So that way, you know, we can get stuff on this side without having to take everything out of the back. We don't use this enough as far as eating goes. We just eat standing up most of the time. But it is good if you want to have those nice meals, or if you want to get your stuff out there. So to go with that Xbox that we don't use, we have a 32-inch TV that we don't use as well. We've literally used this 2 times. I don't know why we even bothered. I guess we thought, you know, I don't know. I don't know what we thought. But we take it out, but we can't take it out now because we like customize the wood around it. So if we did take it out, we'd have like some missing parts there. So that's whatever. It's just like a nice ornament on the wall, I guess. Down here, we have our map, scratch off map, which, you know, we scratch off every state we've been to. We got a whole West Coast to cover, which I'm super excited about. We got to scratch off a couple of these that we missed so far, but we're making it our collage wall, and we're getting postcards from every national park, and, you know, hopefully this whole wall will be all covered pretty soon. So for our electrical inside, we added 410 volt AC power outlets. We have one GFI here in the kitchen, you know, for if it's kind of by the sink, water, whatever, safety. And then we have one here behind the TV that we don't use. And then we also have one on each side of the bed, one for Jason's side, one for my side. And we also added 12 volt dual USB ports on each side for the 2 of us as well. So I think that about clears up the inside. Let's head to the garage and check out what we got back there. Alright, so back here is our garage and our main storage area. You know, we got our bikes here and we got our winter clothes. We use just basic Walmart bins and put stuff in there. Again, this is stuff that we don't access that much. This is like a little messy because that's our dirty clothes, which we have to do laundry. But alright, let's check out our electrical. Excuse the dust, but for our electrical, we use two AGM 12 volt 120 amp hour batteries, and they're being charged by the solar panels up top. If needed, we also have them connected to the alternator and shore power supply. So, you know, if we're parked for a while or something like that, this gives us like 3 means of charging the battery bank. So we're pretty solid there. So out of the batteries, everything runs to our breaker panel here, and this doubles for safety measures and switches. So, you know, we could pull them, push them, and they are each labeled so we could shut off and on different things if needed. So this over here is our shore power supply. It's an Iota DLS 30, and it allows us to plug our extension cord into any 110 volt outlet to charge our batteries if necessary. Over here we got our inverter, which turns out 12 volts and 110 volts for our outlets. It's a CNBOU 1000 watt Pearson inverter, which we can also control inside with that little switch that I was playing with next to the lights. That third switch on the right is actually to turn on and off the inverter from the inside. Here we got the battery monitor, which we don't really use it. It's kind of just there for looks, I guess. Finally, over here is our 40 amp Rover charge controller from Renogy that I told you about earlier on the roof, which converts our solar energy to 12 volts. So definitely great. So that's our van, guys. That's little Roo, big Roo, whatever. Anyway, our van came out to about $14,300 total. The van itself was only $8,000, which we think is pretty good. We got lucky and found a guy that buys them at auctions. As far as the installing stuff, we spent about $6,300 on all the products and like that kind of stuff. We did all the labor ourselves, so we definitely saved a lot of money there. We know our build isn't for everybody. A lot of people do it simpler, a lot of people do it more complex, but that's, you know, the great thing about van life. You fully customize it to what your likings and your specifics are, and you know what works best for you. This has so far been working best for us. We love the way it came out, and we're loving being fully off-grid. We have a lot more specifics on our website about everything that we did. We have full outlines of how we did the build. So you can go on there, www.extremeadventure.com, and you can read more on the build itself. And we've also put product links, everything we installed in the van. So you can check that stuff out if you'd like. If not, don't. Also, we got a vlog going on our day-to-day van life, Phoenix experience, and travel videos. So if you want to keep up with us on that and come on the journey, click right down there and subscribe. If you have any questions that you can't find the answers to on our website, feel free to email us or comment below here, and we'll do our best to answer you. Thanks so much for watching.